Hello, friends. We are back. Today is day 2 of our Health Goals Declutter Challenge. In day 1, we made your goals specific and measurable, brainstormed all the obstacles that would be in the way of working towards your goals, starting your goals, and made the space and time to do this decluttering process and also to follow through with your goals. So, in this video, we are talking now about what to do about those obstacles that you came up with. So, make sure you have your list with you, your pen and paper to go through these. So, this is where we're decluttering the obstacles and by making a plan for them. So rather than just jumping into your goals because you're excited and you're motivated right now, we're thinking through and planning for all of the things that we can foresee that will get in the way of following through with the plan. So we're making it easy for ourselves. And this planning is like my very favorite thing to do. I'm a planner. I don't always love the taking action part, but that's why my clients and I work well together because for a lot of my clients, they are doers, they're the action takers. They don't always take the time to stop and make the plan. So, but that plan is what's like absolutely necessary, along with evaluating your plan and adjusting along the way to make sure that you're not wasting time and energy on things that aren't actually effective, aren't actually helping you reach your goals. And it's ultimately the quickest way to move forward, to make progress. And also, it's how you effectively support yourself when you're trying to make big changes in life, because we all know that change is hard and that failure happens. There's a lot of failure involved when we are trying to make changes. So, the goal of this plan is to make it as easy as possible on ourselves. So, what I want you to do today, I'm checking my notes, making sure I'm not off track. What I want you to do today is take a look at all of the obstacles that you wrote out on your list in the last video and see if any of them can be grouped together by one solution. So, for example, oh, there's someone at my door. I need to turn this on Do Not Disturb. I forgot. Okay, done. So, for example, you say say that you have the goal to lose weight. There are two obstacles in the way. One being that during the day you crave sugary foods often, and you're too sleepy to exercise. So, those two obstacles could potentially be solved by getting more sleep. Not sleeping enough makes you cause comfort food, makes you want to eat more, makes you want to eat more kind of junky food. And then obviously, not getting enough sleep, not being rested makes you not want to move your body, makes you want to sit, rest, relax. So, in this example, if you put into place a plan where you can get more sleep, then that would knock out those two obstacles. So, which obstacles of yours can you group together? And for my two goals of going dairy free and then walking every weekday, I grouped together not having enough time to make my meal plan, grocery shop, food prep, all of that, along with not knowing where I'm going to fit walking into my schedule. So for both of those, what I needed to do was look at my calendar, find a time in my schedule where I could be consistent. I could consistently add those things in and figure out what to cut out of my schedule while I'm in the process of figuring out those things. Okay, so on to the problem solving. I will give a few examples for this in a few minutes, but first, let's start with your first group of obstacles. So ask yourself, what can I do to make sure that this is not going to be an issue? This is where you get creative. You can write out a whole bunch of ideas if you happen to have a bunch of ideas, whether you like them or not, and then look through your list and find which one you like the most. And this is where you can pause the video to take the time to make your list. Pause. Okay. Next is the question you can ask yourself is, how can you put a plan into place for the option that you chose? So what do you need to do in order to follow through with that option? So an example of how I did this with my goals was I was worried I wasn't going to have the time or energy. I kind of already said this, time or energy for all the planning and prep that goes into both of my goals. So I made specific plans to have the lights out by 9:30 at night so I can get to sleep early enough. Schedule times in my calendar is what I already said for when I was going to do all the things. And that included having a reminder pop up at those times, because otherwise I just would probably not remember or not look at my calendar and remember. And then I also have a reminder that pops up each morning to just remind myself that I don't need energy or motivation to follow through with my plan. I always felt like, oh, I just am not motivated. I'm just not going to do it today. But if I let myself fall into that, I'm never going to end up getting what it is I want out of my life if I'm just like, I'm just not motivated, right? So ultimately, for me, for the goals that I have, following through with them are going to give me energy. So in the meantime, I might just not have a whole lot of energy while I'm starting them and then gain energy afterwards. And remembering from that reminder, I don't need the motivation. I just need to not think of all the reasons why I don't want to do it. Our brains are so good at that. And so I decided ahead of time that this is what I'm doing. I already made that commitment in the moment of following through with these goals. I don't need to do the should I do it, shouldn't I do it decision because I already decided. It doesn't even matter. So get all of that junk out of my brain, follow through anyway. Don't have to be motivated, don't have to be energized. Okay, so here are a few more examples. If you can't sleep, can't fall asleep because your brain is busy, take a few minutes to declutter your brain by writing out all of the things that are on your mind. This works even if you don't want to do it. This is so highly effective. So if you're like, I don't want to get up to get my pen and a piece of paper, then keep a journal and a pen on your nightstand so it's easy to grab, write for a couple minutes, or if you're inspired, just keep on writing until you get all that junk out of your brain. It makes it so much easier to fall asleep. Next, you want to get more exercise in, but it's really hard to get yourself out of the door in the morning. If morning is when you chose, you can pick out your workout clothes the night before, along with your tennis shoes, have them ready to go, and then put them on as soon as you wake up in the morning. That's what I've been doing lately. Or you could even sleep in your workout clothes so that you're just up, ready to go. I get my coffee first and then I'm out the door. Or I'm ready to go, ready to leave to drop my daughter off and then go work out. Okay, next example. If you are wanting to lose weight, but you know that overeating is a struggle for you, often overeating has to do with feelings that we are either trying to get where we're not getting them in other areas of our lives, or feelings that we're trying to avoid and cover up by the overeating. So this is where you might need to take some time in those moments of overeating to think, become aware, kind of consider what feelings are going on for me right now. What am I potentially avoiding? What is it that might be lacking in my life that I'm trying to fulfill with food? Like maybe you don't get much connection with your loved ones other than when you're sitting at your dinner table with your family. That's your moment of connection. How can you connect outside of just eating? Or you just generally don't feel fulfilled in life. So when you eat, you are literally filling your body. So you're feeling more fulfilled in that moment. How can you create a plan to find more fulfillment in other areas? So this takes some time of noticing what's happening when you're in those moments. Okay, next example, don't have enough time. Where can you cut back on other things in your life? Can you take 5 minutes less in the shower? Can you have your kids make their own breakfast? There's so many different ways of cutting out little bits of time. Like, don't scroll in the morning, just get out of bed right away on your phone. Don't scroll on your phone. Oh, my free ebook has a whole chapter on this kind of thing, simplifying, make time and space for what you want. If you would like that ebook, just comment. Some of you have already received this already, so check it out if you didn't. You can just comment with your email address or message it to me, and I will send that to you right away. And it automatically adds you to my email list. You can unsubscribe at any point too. That's fine. All right. So I have more examples. If you're done, you're good. Just skip ahead to the end of this video. So I'm going to keep going though, because there are a lot of different options. I know a lot of you have different goals. I want to make sure to try to touch on as many as I can. So if you're wanting to cut out a whole food group like I am, one example or one idea is you could do what I did, which is buy a book that my book is called Go Dairy Free. And it gives me a bunch of recipes that are dairy free. So I'm slowly, one by one, trying out each of the different ones to see actually what I like, what I want to keep, or what I don't like and won't use. And also it tells me all the names of the ingredients that are dairy. So I know what to look for in the ingredients list. Gives me all the information I would need. All I got to do is go through it slowly and figure it out. So that's an option for you if you're doing that. Try to find resources to help you figure out what you need to figure out. If you want to sleep more, but your environment is too noisy, some options, just, you're writing out a whole list of options. So these are just some options. You could wear earplugs. You could get heavy drapes to cover the windows so that you can try to lessen the noise that might be coming from outside. You can run a fan for white noise or get a white noise app on your phone. You could sleep in the other room occasionally if you have a significant other in your room snoring, keeping you awake. Or, do the earplugs and white noise to see if that kind of dampens the noise a little bit. I don't know if dampens the right word, you know what I mean, lessens the noise. All right, next example. You want to work out, but you don't have the right equipment for weightlifting, if that's what you're choosing to do. You could choose to do body weight exercises instead. Those are very effective still. You can use cans of food as weight. You can look on Facebook Marketplace for cheaper equipment, or even in the free groups where people are getting rid of their things. Go check out if they have what you're looking for, or you could even make a post on your own personal Facebook saying, this is what I need. Does anybody want to gift that? Do you have it and you want to give it to me? Let's see, I have two more examples. This one could be a big one for a lot of you, especially if you have children. So do you have certain goals where you need other people's support, or where other people will distract you or kind of knock you off track? Kids are very good at doing that. So first of all, let the other people know what your plans are and what you expect from them. This conversation would look a lot different with your kids than it would look with friends or significant other or other family members. So if it was your child, if they're old enough to understand, you could say, this is what I need. This is what I need from you. They may or may not go along with it, but at least there's that expectation up front for what you need from them. Or if it's like your significant other, you could tell them the same thing. Like, I'm going to need some help in this particular way, or I'm going to need you to not ask me to go out to eat every single weekend and get nachos and margaritas. Guilty. That's what we do. We love it. Okay. And like, also for me, my mom often, I said this in one of the other videos, my mom will often send food home with me or invite us over for dinner. And I have already told her I'm going dairy free. I will bring my own food, so you don't have to worry about it, or you can let me know ahead of time that the meal that you're making is dairy free. whatever makes it easier for her, not a burden for her, but also helps me to still stay on track and not be like, I feel bad that you made me food and there's dairy in it. We all know what to expect. Okay, last one. You want to eat more healthily or even just make any healthy choices, but stress is in the way. Stress causes you to get off track. You can attempt to find another coping mechanism. Um, this kind of takes some trial and error to see what works for you. Some examples could be you run in place really fast for 2 minutes or do burpees, if you know what those are, an exercise, burpees or push-ups or something, for as long as you can do it to kind of burn off some of that excess energy, stress, frustration. You can put your extreme focus for 5 minutes into all the things that you absolutely love about your life. And when you're feeling stressed and unhappy, this is really hard to do, but that doesn't mean there's nothing in your life of any redeeming value. So really take the time to do this if you're feeling that stress or if you're just unhappy in general, because when we put our focus on things that are actually going well and the things that we appreciate, we're going to notice those things more, and it brings more things into life to appreciate. You could take time to breathe deeply, because when we're stressed, our breath is really shallow. It puts our bodies into kind of like a fight or flight response. And this breathing helps us to get out of that and get out of the stress response. You could walk away from whatever it is that's stressing you out for a few minutes. For me this week, that would be walking away from my computer because it's been so slow and it's driving me crazy. It might be letting your kids be on a device or watching TV so that you can get 20 minutes to yourself to just do whatever it is you feel like doing. Whatever it is, walk away, get a moment to just chill. You could take a day off, spend some time alone, day off from work, day off from any obligations. This is hard to do when you're a mom, but you can still put plans into place. Typically, family members can be helpful. They are not always, but that's an option for watching kids. And then ultimately, whatever it is that's stressing you out, even if it's a whole bunch of little things or if it's one really big thing, make a plan to figure that out, to get that stress out of your life. It's not necessary. There are times during life when life is just stressful. Sometimes we just have to, kind of deal with it, knowing that it's temporary. But if it's an ongoing thing, figure out how to get rid of it or adjust it to make it not quite so stressful and manage the feelings along the way. All right, the last section of this video is, along with making your plan, you need to then implement your plan, right? We need to follow through with it. So, like I already said, you can set reminders for yourself. You can put the things on your calendar if you look at your calendar regularly. Make sure to make your plan easy enough to where you can follow through with it and not be overwhelmed, because this is just like the pre-planning for your goals. So if you're already overwhelmed, then adding your goal in may potentially overwhelm you even more and make it harder. So make sure all of this stuff is simple, basic. You can check it off your list and be done with it. Keep your obstacle plans written out in one place where you can see them at any point during your goal process. So that could be on an app on your phone, in a journal, on a paper, on your wall or something. So when those obstacles come up as you're working on your goal, you can be like, oh yeah, I already made a plan for this. I'm going to go read it. I'm going to go, put into place this plan that I already came up with a long time ago. And then also keep in mind that often we need to adjust plans as we're going along. Circumstances happen, things come up. You just adjust the plan, put it into place, write it down, keep note of it, where all your plans are. And then that's normal. That's what happens. We just adjust and we keep moving. Okay, that's it. feel like I was talking a lot. I need to take a breath. And so today we covered grouping together your obstacles. We knocked out with one solution, making a plan for those obstacles, and then implementing that plan. So please feel free to comment, message me if you want it to be private, email me if you're getting this via email, and tell me what some of your obstacles are and what your solutions are. If you comment publicly, if you're in the Facebook group doing this challenge, then your comments, your solutions, your obstacles can help other people to come up with their own. So I would love it if you can do that. And I would love to help you come up with any solutions if you feel like you're stuck on this. So we can go back and forth in comments, email, messenger, whatever. That's great. And then also, if you want more of a personal face-to-face, more personal face-to-face help with that from me, we could set up a free Zoom call where I would be so happy to talk to you through all of this stuff. So just let me know. We can get it scheduled, and good luck, friends, with this. I hope it's not overwhelming. This is meant to be somewhat fun. It's fun for me. I know it's not fun for everybody, but ultimately you'll make all of your decisions ahead of time so that you can just be full steam ahead for your goals when you get to that point. Some of you are already to that point, so it will help with that too. All right, good luck, and I'll see you in day 3. Bye.